to your timeless love variant reading, where we discuss anything that wants to be discussed in a way that love may show up or also may be absent in your life. To remember that these messages may offer universal justice if you're here in Taurus being in your Sun, Rising, and or Jupiter position. However, if you're here and Taurus being in your Moon, Mercury, and or even Venus position, you may be seeking emotional redemption. To that I will add that you may enjoy the content separately or in junction with this reading on my sister channel. The description box below has the link in how to get there. Also, you will find that in the description box below it means to make contact with me if you're interested in a service of mine. I offer not only, sorry for the background noises, I also offer tarot services. Not only offer tarot services, but I also am a master healer. So wherever you are in trajectory of this earthly plane, I can assist you. Something just kind of keep in mind. All right, so the love variant reading, blah, 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 as already mentioned, discusses whatever and however love wants to be discussed. So whether you are single, partnered up, in a polyamorous relationship, in a true soulmate, don't know if you are a soulmate karmic relationship, I don't know, wherever you are, this reading may be for you. All right. As always, past, present, and future energetical timelines can always come forth, and to use your discernment to take all of which that belongs to you and to leave the rest behind. Truth, justice, Libra energy. We have the world, completion. There's a lot of karmic energy coming from this world card. Too many people listening to the same thing and not thinking about what is being heard. Six of Pentacles, kindness. A lot of people are attracted to the kindness appeal, and the kindness is the irony of this, because that's also part of the karmic pattern. There's a karmic loophole of, oh, everything's so beautiful, everything's so charming, everything's so perfect, everything works, but they're refusing to do shadow work. So what universal justice do you speak of in that of which you think resonates so well? Something still brings you here to finite, to make sense of, to gain control over, to find a sense of balance within, because there's some chaos of the mind that's happening. And if it's not in the chaos of the mind, it's in the chaos of not feeling tranquil in the world that you are in right now. There's a lot of nervous energy coming through, because someone's afraid to look at their inner self, the hermit, solitude. Someone's afraid of that energy. New beginnings are being asked, but without this energy, you're not going to pay heed to shadows. So the world that you think is beautiful actually has hidden aspects of imbalanced behavior. And you're trying to fight for new beginnings while not bringing true justice and closures to your past. Six of Wands, surrounded by goodness. You know, for a lot of you, this makes sense. Not the negative aspects of what is trying to have you search for meaning, but what you are surrounded by. All right, you are surrounded by opportunities. You're surrounded by people that know the caliber of which they speak of, and they resonate with what they discuss. They bring a sense of reason to conversation, and they bring quality, overall quality and success and achievement in your world. But I believe still that there's a hidden aspect to which is not being disclosed yet, to kind of hint at, to kind of trick and trigger and poke at to see whether or not there's temperamental energy hidden within this world that if it were to be exposed, who will you be in that moment? The High Priestess, inner voice. I feel like I'm speaking for that inner voice that wants to carry forth and be chaotic, to have a chance to explode and become one with the experience around them. And for some of you are so good at suppressing an issue with you spiritually that the more you get in tune with what makes you feel good, your shadow aspects of what you yet don't know are going to overshadow you and make claim for yourself. So there could be some nuanced behaviors with the High Priestess, with the inner voice here, because something is saying that there is, at the surface level of these cards, nothing negative to be seen. You look at this, you show this reading to another reader, and they look at these cards and they look at, okay, I see good things, justice, the world, positive, nothing is technically in reversal. But if you come to my readings, you will never find a card in reverse. I cover a lot of perplexities already. It's intertwined within the lack of choices or the abundance of choices. So what's the need of reversal? To be able to read the energy is to not be just confined with what you see. It's beyond that space of time. That's why justice is here, and that's why the High Priest is here, to begin and end that journey of clarification, that no matter what it is that you see, there's your overall netting that kind of keeps you in control to allow you to see what you're seeing right now. Because it's forcing you to search still for new beginnings, still strive more for achievement, and still search for the inner voice. So hinting that there is an imbalance to be met. And it can be sought with the other major arcana, understanding the karmic poles of also listening out to various different readings given by very different calibers of readers, that each dispose themselves different various niches of their own experience in order to bring some sort of context to the reality or other people's realities, as all the wisdom of solidarity, as all wisdom of the hermit. Although still under a roof of a netting, a form of control of galactic powers, because there are also in this reading major arcana influences. I was just going to say, I don't want this to be a very powerful reading, but you really can't get away with understanding who Sekhmet is. Sekhmet is a universal justice energy. She's the ruler of understanding that deception is the key to understand, so that when you wreak it, you know which boundaries one will never be allowed to cross, because you just don't want to be contaminated with that injustice. So whether you yourself, Taurus, have a lick of that degree, you're going to be taught what universal justice is in the eye of what deception looks like in your world. Whether you are the triggerer or the one being triggered, they all lead to some sort of successes. Hence why the feeling of listening to something like this could exude philosophy, could exude wisdom, could exude thought. But the actuality of where it hits home and what actions you choose or what choices you make is the rhythm as to how you become successful in being grateful for what you have in your life and the people you choose to keep in it to fulfill that life. Another Ace of Wands here. So you're very spiritually powerful to help you understand what the overall meaning is, to feel grounded with what could be achieved in understanding from this reading, from these energies, via the major arcanas, taking ownership, taking control, honing in your sexual energy and expressing it only with that of which it is you feel transmutes your energy into enriching more of what it is that you are, instead of suppressing that of which you are not. Hold on, the cooking at the door, I'm sure is annoying. Give me 1 second. Someone needs to wash their hands more. All right, there you go. Nine of Swords, the hidden element. It started off with a deception. You wanted a contrasting, maybe, portrait to what it is that was spoken about if you're looking at the cards. And the Nine of Swords is that, well, it's personal. It's that personal. It's whatever makes your soul hurt, cry, beg, plead, fight, desire, achieve, and suffer with. All is anxiety at the end of the day. And when one doesn't understand how to compartmentalize its feelings, these anxieties take control over self. And then when you're very powerful to feeling and feeling very vast and soaking in a lot of energy and wanting to make sense of them, you become enriched with too much, and that too much needs to be understood and given time to be understood. So a session with me could be of benefit, for example. And I say with me because just I have to not be afraid to trigger that there is a modality beyond Reiki that I have discovered that can also provide healing, that in my case overshadows and prolongs the longevity than what Reiki has thus mastered on this earthly plane. For I am the example of such. My own experiences allude to this possibility because I am the actuality. And to understand that, for no matter which way you would impersonalize my personal conviction of my story, it doesn't take away or add on to how personal each and every one of our stories becomes. We each have our own version of the way we look at things, the way we accept things, and the way we allow things to continue. However, if we get lost that control is to be taken by another person, then we won't be always constrained and arrested by another person because we arrest ourselves. So someone right now is feeling like under arrest in their life. Dreams are overwhelming, may need to be interpreted. Your intuition may need to be fostered by paying attention to syncs and finding a measurement beyond what you think of what it is, meaning to search on it real quick, behind a book, behind a search engine of a kind that will trigger more of your curiosity of groundedness, not fear. The Page of Swords alludes to that, taking the strength of the missing sword here to complete a cycle and to bring swiftly an end to it and to begin anew. You'll be battled with having to understand your emotions and where your emotions lead you before you accept why you were intrigued by other masters who say they have the need to preach the message as being the messenger. That you impersonalize stories, opportunities, people, experiences, dreams, feelings at your own pace to allow yourself to come to a solution that even if it's flawed, you're the maker of that story to perfect it. And that includes building better relationship with yourself and other people to have a better understanding why some of the world around you is deceptive at this time, or people are fucking with you on your happiness. Four of Pentacles, Strength, and Six of Wands. Oh, beautiful. I mean, you're learning how to protect the wisdom of what is to be understood within this reading, and allowing your emotions to successfully teach you and navigate the path of an understanding of foreseeable future with that high priestess tucked underneath here, using the power of your third eye or intuition to help guide a timeline of foreseeable understanding of what is to come, and navigating through that with a sense of trust, with a sense of sacred protection. And with the Six of Wands coming out right behind the Strength card, it adds on that whatever's happening in the background here with the watercolors of blue, the emotions will be understood at least by you, which is the goal. And to that, you already have become successful. So, very nice. All right, I will leave the messages where they are. If you like any of my services, take and check out the description box below. Either way, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.